What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Wars. Thanks for joining me today. Today, we're going to be looking at my top 5 tips to stay profitable for new traders. And we're going to use these tips with the price action today's. I'm going to walk you through all the trades we took, and I'm going to explain these concepts as we go through the trade. So I think that's going to really help a lot of people because the rules don't mean anything if you don't have real examples. And I'm going to do everything we did today to help you to learn and get you ready to rock and roll, guys. So if you're ready, let's step into war zone. We have here, let me do some shout outs and we'll get right into it. Gary, what's going on? Wavy, what's going on, brother? Hearts, Anthony, Trading Wars Army, SDK, Trading Wars Army, Shannon, what's going on? Shin, Shawnee, Trading Wars Army, Hater, Michael, Brando, Ramon, Alicia, Jan, Trading Wars Army, Marcelo, Jay Sosa, Trading Wars Army, Trading Bot, Cal Mean, what's going on? Trading Wars Army, brother. David, Greg Steele, Trading Wars Army, Chris, Dr. D, Ian, Trading Wars Army, Andy, Glenn, Trading Wars Army, good to see you. One Story a Day, Jim, CDP, Sean, Trading Wars Army, lots and lots of people out here today. Wesley, Trading Wars Army, Corey, Ashton, MMY, Sand Dollar, Kim, what's going on? All right. Okay, let's get right into this. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit the replay button. And we're going to start off with my number 1 tip, which is always focusing on risk to reward. Okay. So risk to reward is the most important thing in trading. And the reason why is because if your average winner is greater than your average loser, you will make profit. It's that simple. So if you want to look at trading from a mathematical perspective, if you have a 2-to-1 risk to reward, you only need to win 34% of trades. Okay. If you have a 1-to-1, you need to win 51% of trades. If you have a 3-to-1, it's about 26%, 27%, and it gets lower the more your risk to reward is positive. But this factor right here, your average winner must be greater than your average loser. And if you are not tracking your winners and losers and the dollar gains, then you will never know which situation you're in. All right. So this is the most important, and I'm going to show you today how I try to make sure that my average winners are greater than my average losers. Okay, so let me go ahead here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go onto my Twitter, and I'm going to look for my risk reward table just so I can show you guys risk reward. See if I can find it here. Okay, so here we go. Bring this over here for you guys. All right, so this is the table that is the key. Okay, this is like a piece of gold for trading. So let's look at it. So these are risk to reward ratios. So at 1.5 times your money. So what does that mean? So if you risk 100, that's $150 in profit. If you risk 100, $200 in profit, 300 and 400 and so on and so forth. Okay, so you could see right here, 1.5 times, 41% win rate, 41 out of 100. 2 times, 34%, 3 times, 26%, 4 times, 21%. All right. Some of my trades, I actually have a 6-to-1 risk to reward, and I only need about a 14% win rate to make money on those trades. So if you are in the habit of your gain is like 20, 30 bucks and your losers are 50, 100 bucks, then all of a sudden you're on the opposite side of this table. You're actually inverse and inverted risk to reward. And that is one of the most common things I see with new traders because they want to just have that feeling of locking in profit, and they're losers. They don't want to cut them because they don't want to be wrong. All right. So hit me with a 10 if that makes sense. So take a screenshot of that table. It's also on my Twitter if you need to. Okay. And let's go ahead and look at a few examples here on focusing on risk reward. Okay. So let's do that together. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw the previous day's high and low. So whenever I day trade, that's one of the key things that I like to do, draw the previous day's high and low, because that's going to guide me on my trading strategy. Okay. So the other thing that I like to do, hop into the Discord, is look at the triggers. So our long trigger was 399.58. So every night I'll have a trigger. Okay. One to the bullish side and one to the bearish side. So here, 399.58. So I'm going to double click 399.58. And I'm going to go ahead and let's just make this green so you guys can see that it's bullish. Okay. So now we are going into the day. And in the pre-market, you have to understand where we are. Okay, so you want to look at the chart by 9 o'clock-ish. That's when I start. You could go earlier, but by 9 o'clock-ish, you'll have a good idea. Are we gapping up? Are we gapping down? Are we opening inside of the range? So today at around 9 o'clock, I saw that we were hovering right around here. Okay, so we weren't gapping up. We were hovering near our trigger. So let me walk you through the Discord. I'll walk you through the commentary this morning. Okay, so our long trigger. So good morning, friends. This is at 9:25. Our long trigger is 399.58. It looks like we may fill right at the open, so be ready. We had a huge day yesterday. No need to give back our gains, so size down. Looks like we're going to fill right away. So we got filled at 9:30, and we hit targets within 2 minutes today. So you can see long trigger at 9:30 a.m. So let me go ahead and I'll walk you through this, and I'll walk you through how I manage the risk to reward on this trade. All right. So remember, this green line is our long entry. So if the price action touches this green line, we are going to go long. So let's go to the 1 minute chart here so we can see it in detail. So the first candle comes in right there, guys. Really powerful candle. So notice we open a few cents below our long trigger and we push right up. Okay. So let me show you how I manage this trade. So one of the things you want to use is the long position tool. Okay. So it's very important. So boom. So there's the long position tool. And I'm also going to go and get my stop loss. So right there, 398.19. Okay, so 398.19, right around here. All right. So you'll see that when I do these trades, guys, I have an active style of trade management. Okay, so a 1-to-1 is right around there. All right, so let's. No, that does not look right. 1 second. Stop loss 398.19. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So if you look at this on a broad picture right here, we go back to the 5 minute. So you could see that that's a 1-to-1 risk to reward right there. Okay. So that's going for 1-to-1. So let's zoom out here. There's my entry. There's my potential first target. There's my stop loss. Okay. But let me show you how I manage these trades to get a even better risk to reward. Okay. So I read the price action. So the first candle comes in. You see how this candle is extremely bullish, okay? And it pushes up. As soon as this candle closes on the 1 minute chart, I go ahead and get my stop loss below the low. So now I'm pretty much at break even on this trade. So with my trigger trades, I like to start off with a wide stop loss in case it chops around. But once it starts going in my direction, I go ahead and I move up my stop loss to protect myself when I get the right candle pattern, okay? And then from here, guys, our first target was right around here in the middle. And then the second target was the previous day's high right there. Boom. And then after that, I leave runners on with a break-even stop loss. So after that, you could see we squeezed right up into our original target. So what did I do on this trade? I had a wide stop loss because I wanted to see if we had chop, I'm willing to stay into the position. But as soon as we started to push in the direction and we had a good candlestick confirmation, I moved my stop loss off. So now my risk to reward on this trade, guys, is insane. You can see at the original target's about 17 times my money. So if I continuously practice these habits, that is how I'm going to stay profitable. And that's the key. You have to practice the same habits. You can't change it up. So like tomorrow, if the same thing happens, I'm not going to go ahead and just leave my stop loss down here and let a winner become red on me. Okay. And then that's why in the Discord, I'm always giving out my commentary and letting people know how I'm doing it. So you can see long trigger, target 1, 399.83, send the green, target 1 hit, looking for 408, going to break even here. I want to lock in some gains. So that was all within that first minute. And then huge pop-up, scale out and move stop ups. Boom. Yesterday high smash. I'm scaling out more. Who's banking with me? So basically here, guys, the concept is my risk on a lot of these trades becomes really tiny. Okay. Your winners, when they work, it should be like this. There's no hesitation. It's gone. You see that? Once that comes in there, touches that green line, it's gone. That's a solid winner. And you have to manage that trade the right way. So I'm getting my stop loss almost to break even in this position right away. So this is allowing me to have a positive risk to reward. Because now all of a sudden my real risk on the trade is nothing. It's close to nothing. Okay. And over 100 trades, let's say 75 or 80 of them, I'm able to move my stop loss up pretty quickly. Maybe on 10 or 15 of them, I won't have a chance because maybe it'll just go against me. But over those long-term trades, now I'm making this formula work for me. Average winner greater than average loser. All right. So hit me with a 2 if that makes sense. That's the first strategy and tip that you really, really need to focus on. Risk to reward. Average winner must be greater than the average loser. If you are tracking your trades and you notice you're on the other end, then most likely what it means is you are basically, you don't have a confidence to hold. All right. And the confidence comes from trading. Obviously, you need to trade. The more experience you have, the more confidence you'll have. But some of that also comes from just lack of back testing, lack of discipline. Okay. But if you're having a business now, so let's look at this from a business perspective, you will have costs. Okay. You will have revenues. So this is another way to look at it. You'll have revenues, you'll have costs. Your revenues must be greater than your costs. If your costs are greater than your revenues, you have to close the business down. All right. So if you start to think about it like that and understand that you will have costs, you'll be able to take the costs more gracefully and understand that it's a part of this business. Everybody in trading will lose at some point, but it's how you manage those losers is what's going to set you up from being profitable or not. All right. So the next lesson is limiting your number of trades. This reduces FOMO and over trading. So a lot of the times I work with new traders and I'll look at their trackers. I'll look at their 100 trade challenge that we do in the Discord, and I'll see that one day of the week, or maybe, 2 or 3 days in the month, they just absolutely went crazy. So what I mean by that is they took like 20 trades in one day. Hit me with a 7 if you've been in that position before. Hit me with a 7 if you've been in that position. So I've definitely been in that position when I first started trading. So I know how that feels. But there'll be 1 or 2 days in the month, or maybe one day in the week, where they just go absolutely insane. And the reason is maybe they got off to a bad start on the day, or they missed a profitable opportunity, and now the revenge trading kicks in. Okay. So how do you deal with that? All right. So for me personally, guys, when it comes to trading price action, it's very, absolutely very rare. So maybe only 5% of the time will I take more than 3 trades in a given day. Okay. And on a ticker. So for example, SPY, I'm not going to take more than 3 trades 99% of the time, to be honest, guys. And everybody in my Discord, they see that, right? So you can see we're pretty much done by 11 o'clock today. A lot of people always ask me, Rich, like, why don't you keep trading? Because there's this notion in trading that the more you trade, the more money you make, but it's actually the opposite. The more high quality setups you trade, the more money you'll make. But the highest quality setups usually come at the open and into the afternoon with the Fibonacci. So if you need to focus on quality over quantity. Quantity in trading doesn't mean you're working harder. Quantity in trading usually means you're letting your emotions take over your trading. All right, so let's go back to SPY. So now let's talk about the next trade. So we had that first one, huge winner, nice long push up. Then from here, guys, we had this little pullback here. And what we actually did today was we started to notice that the market was trending. Okay, so SPY was trending, meaning that it wasn't pulling back deep. So let's go ahead and use the fib so we can look at this. So on the first Fibonacci from low to high, you can see we came very close to the 50% retracement. So once this 50% retracement came in here and it made a new high, we made a decision today to go for a sequence leg, which is one of the new legs we're working on. So this is our second trade. The sequence leg is taking it from this 50% anchor up to this high right here. And let me go ahead and put on the basic setting for you. And we took this 618, which is the next leg in the sequence. We took this one as our entry. Okay. So let me go ahead and I will go to the Twitter and I'll show you the profits on that one. This one was taken by Derry, who's been doing really well with the fibs, my younger brother. All right, so let's go ahead here. We'll look at this trade. So this was the one I just told you. There was that 618 fill. Target achieved, which is the 272, right below the 272. This is 3 times our risk. $595.70 right here. Okay. So that was a nice little trade here. But notice we go back to rule one. Did we have a positive risk to reward on this trade? Yes. Our risk to reward was 3-1. So let's do a quick pop quiz. If we take this trade every day with a risk to reward of 3-1, how many trades out of 100 do we need to win? Let's do a quick pop quiz. How many? All right. So literally, you can even use this as a checklist, right? So step one, is the trade that I'm taking have a positive risk to reward? Is the average winner going to be greater than the average loser? So you think about it. If I take this trade 100 times, is it actually going to work for me or not? Okay. So that's the question. So yeah. So 3-1, right around the 25, 26%. Let me just pull back up the table so I get you guys the exact numbers here. So pull this right back up for you guys. So 3-1 is 26. Okay. So 26% will make you profitable. So 26 out of 100 trades. That's not that bad. If you think about trading in that way, hey, I got to win 26 out of 100 trades. I'm sure you can do that. I'm confident you can do that. But a lot of the times we don't trade with this in mind. We trade with what we want to trade with is always being right. And always being right does not mean making money, because a lot of the times being right for some people is locking in a 5% gain, but when they're wrong, they lose 100%. All right. So that was the second trade. And then we had one more trade on the day, which was the afternoon leg. So I'm going to take it from this low to the high like this. I'm just going to move my anchor up. So this one was a loser. So you'll see here, we came all the way down. We tagged the 618. We tried to go long right here. And unfortunately, this one blew right through. So it did pop up a little bit here, but nothing too crazy. We didn't get to any targets, and then we sold off. So there we go. So that's 3 trades. That's by 12:30, we're done. Okay. And a lot of the times, if I have a big runner in the morning, I would just leave the runner on and just forget about it, because I already know that I got the best trade of the day. So there's no need for me to go ahead and take more risks. So there we go. So those were 3 trades. So that was 3 trades on SPY. So limit your number of trades, reduces FOMO and over trading. All right. There's another special way to limit your number of trades and reducing FOMO. And I'm going to show you that right at the end. Okay. So stick around. I'm going to show you another special way. It's probably the most powerful way. So stick around. All right. Now let's talk about proper position sizing. So just let's recap here. We had our trigger, winner, fib, winner, afternoon, fib, loser. So 3 trades, wrap it up. Okay. So not bad, not bad. And see here, guys, with this loser, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not going to, like, look, even in hindsight, if I fast forward here, if I just held on to this and didn't take a stop loss, I would have made money on the third one, right? Okay. So here's the thing though. If this does go all the way down instead, I'll lose all my gains for the day. So sometimes this right here, this hindsight, if I look back, oh, you know what? If I didn't put my stop loss here, this thing would have ran. That type of mentality is what usually kills you in the long run. All right. Hit me with a 10 if that makes sense. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into position sizing. All right. So this one is one of the biggest issues. Okay. So this is what I generally see in trading. Okay. So let's say you take 2 trades. So like today, you have a winner with your trigger. You have a winner with your Fibonacci. And then on the 3rd trade, now you think you're invincible. So let's say you risk $100 here, you risk $100 here. But now this one, when it's coming down here, you think that you figured out the game, you cracked the code. So now instead of risking your regular 100, you risk 500. Sometimes it can work like this. Monday you made money, Tuesday you made money. Now you're feeling so good. So now Wednesday, you're going to come and double your risk. You're going to triple your risk. because you feel like you figured out the game, you cracked the code. And that one day, when you oversize, you give back all of the gains that you made in the previous trades plus more. Okay? And this is something that I've been hearing in the community a lot, called conviction. Conviction. I had conviction. And I've been hearing it a lot. And conviction, guys, is no more than gambling. All right. A lot of traders are going to hear, I had conviction, so I went and tripled my size. Okay. The truth is, nobody knows, and their grandmother knows what is going to happen in the stock market. Every time you take a trade in the stock market, it is rolling the dice. The only thing you can control is what is my winner going to be and what is my loser going to be. That goes back to number one, which is average winner and average loser. If it works or if it doesn't work has nothing to do with your conviction. It has everything to do with whatever the market wants to do. Okay. A lot of the times what happens is you could be right, but you could get a big algo spike like this. Okay. You could be right. And then you could have news. You know, I've had times where I was up, 100,000, right? And on the weekend, we get something from, back in the China Trump wars time, we get some news on a Sunday night. And then all of a sudden that $100,000 gain is down to $50,000 gain by Sunday night, because there are things that you cannot control. And anybody that says conviction, this and that is just tricking themselves, and they're tricking you. Every single trade must be treated the same. It must be treated the same with the same risk approach. You don't know which one's going to hit. If, guys, this afternoon leg, this 618, we've taken that so many times throughout the month of November, and it's worked. But that doesn't mean I'm going to go in there and I'm going to risk everything on that trade. I have to keep the risk simple. So let's say the best way to think about it is this. I have 3 bullets in the day, $100 a pop for new traders, or $50 a pop. I'm going to max risk is $150. I'm going to risk 50, 50, 50, right? So that's 10 points on a micro futures contract. You have 10 points each trade to risk. That's an easy way to think about it. Don't ever let this conviction thing come into your head, because the one time you're wrong with this conviction myth, you will blow up your account, and all of the hard work that you put in to get where you were will disappear. All right. Does that make sense? Hit me with a 2. Have you experienced that? And I've been there. So I'll give you an example. I have, all the Fibonacci's laid out, weekly chart, daily chart, everything looks good. Everything looks solid. I got the position. I'm up money. I went in with a lot of size. And guess what happens? News, random things, things that this is the stock market, guys. Anything can happen at any time. Okay. That is very, very important. All right. The next one, master a few setups. All right. So you'll see, if you follow me every single day, guys, we do the same thing. Triggers, fibs, orbs, triggers, fibs, orbs, trigger, fibs, orbs, trigger, fibs, orbs. That's it. I have a triangle system. Trigger, fibs, and orbs. That's it. That's all I do. Most traders, they start off with candlestick patterns. Okay. Then they go to flow, Joe, Mo. Then they go to RSI, divergence. I'm telling you exactly what I did, actually. So my story was, I started off with candlesticks, hammers, evening, moon evening, whatever they're called. Then I went into RSI. I went into Bollinger Bands, right? I still have Bollinger Bands on my chart, but I realized that Bollinger Bands work really well for longer term investing, but not for day trading, for me personally. Then I went into MACD, okay? And finally, I just said, you know what? I'm going to stick to the actual strategies that work for me along my journey, and not getting sucked into thinking there's something better. Because let me tell you guys something. Everybody thinks there's something better, but there's not. There's no 100% win rate. But if you go on YouTube and you type in anything about trading, you're gonna find a video that says 99.96% win rate, 98 point blah 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 win rate. Oh, trading strategy never loses. This never loses. That never loses. You're gonna see all of that. But the only thing that works is the one that the trades you actually take that make you profit. Okay, so what I'm saying is, when you actually trade, I'm going to tell you a few things. When you actually trade, the moving average is not going to be what it is right now on this chart. The moving average is a lagging indicator. Even RSI is a lagging. A lot of these indicators are lagging. So when you look at them after, when the market is closed, you'll be like, yeah, you know what? Look, it broke this moving average right here. That's why. But guess what? In real time, that moving average is not there. You understand what I'm saying, guys? Hit me with a 5 if that makes sense. A lot of the indicators are lagging. So when you look back at the chart, they look like they worked. Don't get fooled. The cross and all of this stuff. Okay. But if you do find your edge through these strategies, that's good too, right? I'm not saying they don't work. I'm just saying that it's so subjective that it's hard for them to work. Because let's say you do a moving average. This is when I started to try to learn moving average. This is the rabbit hole I fell under. So if it didn't work, then someone else would be like, well, you shouldn't use the 9. You should use the 50. If the 50 didn't work, you should use 100. 100, then you should use a 200. If that doesn't work, then you should do an EMA instead of an SMA. That's everything that I went through. And I'm just like, this doesn't make sense. This does not make sense to me, right? Because every time there's always an excuse why the strategy doesn't work. Whereas if you do something like, if you do something like an orb, here's an orb, first 5-minute bar. No one can say anything about that. It's either it works or it doesn't. You have the first 5-minute bar of the day. If it breaks the high, go long. If it breaks the low, go short. What's the win rate? What's the profitability? There is no subjectivity. Another one is like these holy grails and nirvanas. They are what they are. Once that pattern highlights on the chart, it's set in stone. Okay? With the fibs. So the fibs is a little bit more subjective, but it's the same legs, morning and afternoon. Those are the two keys, right? And the triggers are always set up the night before, right? So if you go into the Discord here, you go to my triggers, these plans are always posted. So you see this was yesterday, okay, at 2027. These are always posted the night before. And I always keep a track record of how they work. So that, my friends, is the key. Master a few setups. Become a master of a few things that actually work and that makes sense in the terms that it's not subjective. And when you master those, get through the 100 trade challenge. That's the key. So the 100 trade challenge, we have it right here in the Discord. So a lot of people have been doing this in the Discord here. So let me just go ahead like this. Okay. Master this. This is the process of making money. The process of making money is in the details. All right. And then we're going to go to the last one here. Journal and track everything. So I have journals for free in my Discord, guys. Whether you're a paid member or not, come over here to the free indicator section, download this 100 trade journals PDF. Okay. Download that PDF right there. You'll have the PDF step-by-step here. This is something simple you can do. All right. So download that. And for the premium members, I have an Excel file. Okay. But I made sure that I gave something for everybody. Okay. So make sure you track everything, because once you have 100 trades completed, what you're usually going to see is this. This is what I see. There's 1 or 2 or maybe 3 days where you lost uncontrollably. I'm talking about you're supposed to lose $100, but you lost $500. There's probably like 2 or 3 days like that. So what you got to do is go back to those 3 days and ask yourself, how did it get to that stage? And then put some controls in to fix that, whether it's limiting your number of trades, whether it's focusing on fewer setups. Okay, the other thing you're going to do when you do the challenge, when you do your journal, you're going to figure out what your actual average winner and average loser is. It's automatically going to calculate that for you. Okay, so in the Excel file, it'll calculate that for you. It'll calculate your win rate. You need to know all these numbers. Think about it like this. You are a baseball player. You're a basketball player. I need to know your stats. So what's your hitting rate? You know, what's your free throw percentage? Those are the things you need to know. That if I ask you that, right? Think about it like this. I'm coming to you. You want to have a business of trading. You want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. But if I ask you your stats and you can't tell me your stats, that means that you're not managing your business properly. Okay, that's very important. Hit me with a 10 if that makes sense. So if I come to you and I say, hey, all right, you want to make 100 grand. What's your average winner? What's your average loser? You know, how much are you risking per trade? What's your biggest winner for the year? What's your biggest loser? What's your win rate? If you don't know those answers, then you're not taking it seriously enough. Okay. And that, my friends, I believe those are my top 5. There, I could expand this list to 10, but I think those 5, if you focus on that, it's going to really help you to grow as a trader. And now I'm going to go back to something special here. Limiting your number of trades, reducing FOMO and overtrading. What is one of the ways that I do that from a mechanical perspective? Okay. And this brother right here said, my biggest winner with rich triggers. That's exactly where I'm going to right now. So here we go, Amazon. All right. So I'm going to go into my Discord here. So Amazon, I was able to capture basically 900 bucks. I think by the end of the day, it was a little bit higher because I posted this at 10:30. By the end of the day, I think it was like a $1,057, something like that. So how can I do these trades fully automated? That is now the trick. One of the things that has helped me over the years to get over my emotions is through automation. All right. So let's start from the beginning. Every day I post 4 to 5 picks, sometimes up to 8 picks, depending on the setups. So last night I posted Amazon right here. Okay. Amazon, my top pick. So our long trigger was 93.10. And you can see here, I use interactive brokers to fully automate my orders. So you can click on that. All right. Then this will show you conditional orders. I also have a guide in the description, and I also did a video on YouTube on how to do this. So let's go ahead and recap this. All right. So we will hit the replay right here. So one of the things you can do is set these trades. So I use shares on this trade. You can set these trades the night before with your triggers. You can say, hey, I'm going to take 4 triggers tomorrow. I'm going to put my stop loss and my target, and whatever happens, happens. But you already are, if you go back to the checklist, what's the benefit of setting your trades up the night before? The risk to reward, you're already going to calculate it. Your number of trades is going to be capped. Your position sizing, you're already going to calculate it. And you're mastering a few setups. The last thing you have to do is journal. So literally, by doing automation, you're going to hit all 5. Pretty simply. And this works the best for people with full-time jobs. You know, so here we go. So Amazon 93.10, that's our line in the sand. And I have one more way that I'm going to show you guys right after. So why did we want to trade Amazon today? We had a very simple big box, small box setup. We had a tight inside bar on yesterday. So let's go ahead and draw that out visually. So here we go. So here was the high from the previous day, which was Monday. So we'll put that box. And then we had yesterday, we had this even tighter box. So this is called the big box, small box strategy. Why is this important? It's important because the price is getting tighter and tighter. Okay. The price is getting tighter and tighter. You could see we had a big range and then a tight range. And after this tight range, we usually explode out of it. And the reason is because there's many trap traders. As the price action gets tighter and tighter, the energy builds. And once something triggers, a stop loss can trigger, we can flush. All right. So hit me with a 5 if that makes sense. So what do we do if we have the capital, if we don't have the capital to deploy all of the trades? Yeah. You know, if you don't have all the capital to deploy the trades, then you just focus on maybe just one ticker, just like SPY, for example. But at some point, you want to have enough capital where you can spread it out, because spreading it out is diversification, right? And diversification means you reduce your risk, right? So eventually you want to split it out as much as you can. So here we go. Let's go 93.10. That's our line in the sand. Boom, first candle comes in. So you could see a little bit of a bearish candle, but we touch our entry. We get filled right there. And then from there, guys, we take off. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. So this one, there were multiple times and entries to get back in. So you can see we retested the level a few times. And let me just fast forward. By the end of the day, we came back, closed right around 94.20. So in this situation here, guys, I set the trade up automatically. Once that green line is touched, I'm filled. My stop loss and my target is in. Okay. And right here under the trade plans and bonus picks. I post the full plan every night in Discord for anyone that's interested. I also post the options that you can use as well. All right. Okay. So there we go. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Do you think automation will help you? Hit me with a 5 if you think it'll help you. When you get to my level in trading, there's a mixture of automated and a mixture of live. I like that balance because some days the automated, you just feel like a genius like today, and some days you feel like you're dumb. But the best thing about the automation that I like is it maximizes your time. You set them up on the night before. You have your entry, stop loss, and target already determined, so you don't have to worry about managing the trade. Okay, you could manage the trade. You don't have to, but you could as well if you want to. And the live trading, I love it because you can get some huge winners on the live trading. All right. And then one more thing I want to talk about was an example like Microsoft. Okay. So what if you wanted to do even less? What if you wanted to do 1 or 2 trades a week? So you can see, we talked about this on the weekend, but our swing trade idea was on Microsoft. We had this inside bar on the weekly and we hit it today. So you can see Microsoft been pretty bullish the last few days. We hit the swing trade on Microsoft and a lot of people made some bank on that one. So now we could even go a step further and say, hey, I'm only going to trade, let's say, weekly inside bar setups. Now, all of a sudden, you're only going to have a few trades a week. And that's what I post. That's what I like to do for the Trading Wars Army as well on YouTube. So if you guys are interested in joining the army for those swings, you can just sign up right here on the main page, hit that join button. $3.99 for the first month and $4.99 after. So that's another way I like to get involved too. At some point, you'll have enough. So when you start trading, you're going to have enough capital once you start earning profits to diversify. You can put some in your swings, some in your automation. You can do some live. But if you're not there yet, then just focus on the ones that are making you money right now. So really, really track your trades and see what's making you the most money and really focus on that. All right. So there we go, guys. That was the top 5 trades. I will say that this week was, a great week for us. It was a short week, but we made a lot of money. And tomorrow the market is closed. Friday is a half day. I don't think I'll be trading on Friday. Again, I'm trying to control my average winner and my average loser. So on Friday, it's a half day. We might be a little bit choppy. I don't need to risk the gains that I made this week. So I think probably won't be hitting it hard again until Monday. All right. So I really hope this video finds you well and that you enjoyed it. Hit me with a like if you enjoyed it. This is a different type of content for me. I usually just do trade recaps, but if you enjoyed this, if this added value to you, then please leave a comment and a like and subscribe. Let me know what the content you guys like. All right. And I'll keep it coming for you. As always, check me out at tradingwars.com, guys. That's the only place where you can get my material. Everything else is a scam. No WhatsApp, no Telegram, none of that. All right. So if you get any one of the 3 books, you get 1 month for free, 30 days in the Discord. Plus you get my premium indicators for life, one-time charge. And I would say, guys, if you're interested in signing up, it's a good time to sign up now because the market is closed. You can come into the Discord and you can review all of the trades we took. Just go to the live rich commentary right here. You'll see all of the trades we took from this week and you can study it. And you can see I'm very meticulous. I don't do over trading, guys. I really don't do it. That's very important for me. You can also come into the Fibonacci live setup room. And this is where we draw the fibs in real time. And you can learn from how we draw them by looking at the charts. Okay, this is how we draw them in real time. All right. So brother right here, N7 lead. Thank you, brother, with $5. This was an amazing video, Rich. Thank you. More of these, please. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, brother. Appreciate you. All right. Okay, stay positive, guys. Let's take this Thanksgiving and be grateful for the fact that we can have this opportunity. All right. There's millions of people, maybe billions of people in the world that would die to have this opportunity where they can come to the market and have an opportunity to trade, to make a living, to learn, to get better. I'm very thankful that I have that opportunity and also to be an opportunity of a teacher. I'm very grateful for that. So that's what I'm thankful for this Thanksgiving. Obviously, my family as well. But I am so motivated to keep pushing to get better and to make more money and master these strategies because we have that opportunity that so many other people want. So let's make the best out of it. All right. Thank you very much. I hope that finds you well. One more thing. Let's do the giveaway for Tradingview before I forget. So we're doing the giveaway on Tradingview. I already picked the winner for the Pro Plus. I I did a selection earlier today because there's just too many comments for me to do it on stream and count it and all that. So right here, guys. So this is just for the Pro Plus. Okay, the premium is still up. So if you don't get this one, that's fine. The premium is still up. So the winner for the Pro Plus is our brother STK TDR71. You are the winner, my friend. I hope you're in the chat right now. Just go ahead and send me a DM or an email, your Tradingview account, and I'm going to get you their 1-year plan set up for free of charge. And don't worry, guys, like I said, the premium plan, the premium plan is the higher plan, I believe. The premium plan is still up for grabs. Okay? So don't worry, you still have a chance. Go ahead and leave a comment. I might pick the winner from the comments this time on the YouTube video. Thank you so much. Have a great, happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you on the other side, guys. Take care.